Pope, market capitalism has failed in pandemic, needs reform. At this point we need Jesus whipping the merchants out of the temple. No. Praise Jesus Republicans. For those curious, the economic system most in line with Catholic social teaching is called distributism, https://en. Wikipedia.org/wiki/distributism, which advocates for economic decentralization and self-ownership of means of production, e.g. co-op companies where employees are shareholders. Similarly, in the Bible story where Jesus goes to the market temple and does some property damage, it's all to get some reforms. It's sad that people need to be reminded that basing your entire worldview on greed and envy could be a bad thing. Edit, something golden calf. In for everyone defending corporations and billionaires. The Pope, capitalism has failed. American Catholics, na we can't hear you. Better add additional thickness to that Pope mobile. r/world news and r/news always end up with shitshow comment sections in Reddit lol. The Pope says it, everyone cheers. I say it on Reddit and I get called a commie, sad I mean, I don't disagree with him. But surely his boss should shoulder some of the responsibility. Till the Pope is a goddamn communist. /s. Lot of people feeling fragile in the face of criticism. That's because it relies on people constantly making stuff and people constantly buying stuff, so during a total lockdown everything stops. Saving lives should always be the priority. This is the best TLDR I could make. Original, https://apnews.com/article/virus outbreak Pope Francis archive capitalism BCDE 00533114E65612 add 0709 FATA 5519, reduced by 88%. I'm a bot. Francis on Sunday laid out his vision for a post-COVID world by uniting the core elements of his social teachings into a new encyclical, Fratelli Tutti, which was released on the feast day of his namesake, the peace-loving St. Francis of Assisi. Much of the new encyclical repeats Francis' well-known preaching about the need to welcome and value migrants and his rejection of the nationalistic, isolationist policies of many of today's political leaders. Francis' decision to sign the document in Assisi, where he traveled on Saturday, and release it on the saint's feast day is yet further evidence of the outsized influence St. Francis has had on the papacy of the Jesuit Pope. Extended summary, http://np. reddit.com/r/auditaldr/comments/j4s/pope_market_failed_in_pandemic/FAQ, http://np. reddit.com/r/auditaldr/comments/31b9fm/FAQ_auditaldr_bot/version 2. 025290446TL, DRS so far. Feedback, http://np. reddit.com/message/compose, 2=%23 auditaldr PMs and comments are monitored, constructive feedback is welcome. Top keywords, Francis #1 encyclical #2 need #3 document #4 world #5. The Pope should mention how socialist programs like universal health care and a universal basic income are exactly the kind charitable programs that Jesus would have supported. Taking care of our citizens' basic needs. Any of the biblical figures mentioned in the Bible would be disgusted by the rate of poverty and death in our modern world. Everything they told you was bad about communism actually happens in capitalism too. As a non-religious lifelong capitalist, who works for a Wall Street firm, I wholeheartedly agree. You mean a system based on me first isn't working in the long run? Who could have predicted? Thinking face right. Why, last I checked New Zealand probably did the best of any country. Let's see how much it embraces free market capitalism, https://en. Wikipedia. org/wiki/index_of_economic_freedom #2020_index. Downvote me all you want, but this is absolutely fucking wrong. Capitalism is not the enemy, the free market is what offered people solutions and safe measures during a pandemic. Governments are what failed. Fuck, I hate the anti-capitalism circle jerk Reddit has. Capitalism is in no way, shape or form to blame here, sorry Pope. Thankful for the opinion of the expert economist, the Pope. One of the few people who could say such a thing, of course, he's right, and have anyone listen to him. The swing to the right in Europe has had clearly negative results. The UK is doing badly for the same reason the US is, incompetent hard writers who think science can be suppressed when it doesn't fit their economic narrative. I think this Pope is growing on me. It is working exactly as designed, lol. Actually, market capitalism has succeeded. They've generated monstrous wealth by price gouging during the pandemic. What failed was our ignorance in believing that a machine would ever care about human lives. Capitalism is a machine that pumps out profits for those who maintain it. Catholic Church has failed children, needs reform. I'm sure a communist regime led by the Catholic Church would be totally cool. Pope Francis the Economist. I disagree. The economy's woes resulting from the pandemic are the fault of government. There was no recession that resulted from the Spanish flu in 1918, and it was 10 times more deadly than COVID. In fact, there was a decade-long economic boom that followed. So we must ask ourselves what was different then? In 1918, the public health restrictions allowed business to continue. You had mask mandates, there were regulations requiring windows to be open for proper ventilation, etc., but for the most part they didn't shut down businesses entirely. In 2020, we shut down businesses for months. Then we heavily restricted their operations. When you prohibit people from working, it's no surprise they are unemployed and struggling. Not everyone is like politicians that continue to get paid an above average salary and pension, and have millions in investments to live off of. Politicians that called for shutdown orders are wildly out of touch with the average American. The correct approach would have been to help those most vulnerable, subsidize meal/medication delivery to low-income seniors and those with conditions that are known to increase COVID risk, diabetes, hypertension, etc., etc. Do all of this while allowing society to continue for the most part. Still encourage masks and social distancing, but don't put everything on pause. Locking healthy people up at home did not eliminate the pandemic, it just dragged it on for longer. It was a huge mistake. Blaming the economic woes of the pandemic on market capitalism when government was jamming the engine of the market is naive. It would be like if we cut off all taxes/funding for government, and then when they fail to provide services, we blame government. Michael Hudson has made some interesting points about how classical economists aim to minimize rent-seeking behavior, while modern economics consider rent-seeking to be a benefit in the form of greater GDP. The financialization of the economy is something that has to be reversed if you want to see an improvement in the standard of living/QOL of the majority of the population. You can't have people being in debt well into their 30s just to gain the ability to make a decent living if you're expecting to have healthy family formation, a birth rate near the rate of replacement, a decent savings rate, or even just a less volatile consumer economy. Right after the church receives billions from the US government as a part of the system bailout for market capitalism, this is an oxymoron BTW. We haven't had market capitalism for at least 50 years if not longer in the US. If we actually had market capitalism, and separation of religion and state, it looks like the church would be bankrupt from abusing its followers' trust. https://www. google.com/amp/s/www. Forbes.com/site/tommybeer/2020/07/10/us. Roman Catholic Church received at least 14 billion in taxpayer-funded PPP loans/amp/. The Pope is really good about echoing public opinion while doing absolutely nothing. Though not, capitalism was never designed with the well-being of the masses in mind. Its drive is the growth of wealth of the ruthless, and that it has achieved.